What's going on, guys? My name is Jeffrey. Welcome back to Epic Reactions and straight to the story of Ariana Grande. So I feel like I've watched a lot of Ariana Grande at this point, right? But like I feel like I don't really know like how she grew up or like anything like really about her, right? So that's why I thought this would be a fun video. I'm gonna be finishing up the Honeymoon Avenue tour, I promise. Or Honeymoon tour. I don't know why I keep calling it Honeymoon Avenue, but I feel like I'm trying to spread it out because like after the Honeymoon tour, I don't really know what some of them have to like react to from Ariana Grande because I feel like we've done mostly like most of her stuff already. So that's the issue. I wish she would drop more stuff, but of course, she like takes her time on everything, which is okay. But I wish she'd drop like more content. But it's I'm not gonna complain, right? But yeah, if you're new to the channel, you should definitely hit the subscribe button, click the like button, go check out all my previous Ariana Grande reactions or any other reactions you guys see on my channel that you'd like to be interested in. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description below, and yeah, let's do this. Let's learn about her, right? Because I don't really know, honestly.
Ariana Grande is the most popular singer in the world right now. She breaks streaming records every time she drops a song, and her Instagram is at almost 150 million followers, the third biggest on the entire platform. She's famous on a level that can only be occupied by one person at a time. Today I'm going to look at Ariana.
I'm joking. I think I'm up there with her. I think I'm pretty close. I can tell.
Musical background,
I can just
her
feel
big
it.
break as a TV star, and a list of surprisingly tragic events that have been following her since her rise to superstardom. Let's get into it. Ariana Grande was born in Florida in 1993. Her mother is a businesswoman and her father is a graphic designer. She's been on a path towards fame since she was very young. Ariana started performing and singing when she was in elementary school, and her first big public performance was at just 8 years old when she sang the Star-Spangled Banner for a Florida Panthers
Why
game.
does that kid look? I feel like I know that kid. I don't know why. I feel like I've seen that. I don't know. I feel like hella kids look like that though, but I feel like I've seen that kid before, dude, in my life.
She also went to private school and acted in various plays with the Fort Lauderdale Children's Theater. In 2008, Ariana was cast in a Broadway musical called 13. At just 15 years old,
who is that? I feel like I know who that kid is.
Went to New York. She was in the musical for over 100 performances. After the show closed, Ariana's career only continued to grow. She was cast as a supporting character in an upcoming Nickelodeon show called Victorious. The show would become extremely popular.
I didn't know she was in Victorious. I thought it was a different show that she's in. I actually watched a couple episodes of Victorious. We all know though the top 3 Nickelodeon shows are Drake and Josh, SpongeBob, and iCarly. I've watched every episode of all 3 of those, literally, except SpongeBob because they still make new ones. I've watched them, but like literally iCarly, Drake and Josh, I've watched every single episode of that.
Thanks to
Miranda
its massive
Cosgrove is my
audience,
wife.
Ariana became a household name, alongside people like Miranda Cosgrove and
Yay, Miranda Cosgrove is my wife.
Like many of her Nickelodeon co-stars, Ariana decided to supplement her successful TV career with vocal coaching.
Except Miranda
Her
Cosgrove
first
became
song
irrelevant.
Called Put Your Hearts Up came out in 2011. She started working on her first album while still filming Victorious, and when the show ended in 2014,
I didn't know that.
Ariana finally released her debut record. She also started filming.
I thought she was on a show called like Cat or something.
A Victorious spin-off called Sam and Cat.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, dude, I was tripping.
While
Okay.
many of her peers from Nickelodeon,
I never watched that
like
show, by the way.
Cosgrove and Victoria Justice, would try to start their own musical careers, Ariana's music was something else. Yours Truly
is actually
number
good.
1 on the Billboard 200, and it would go on to reach platinum status.
Oh god.
In just a few short years, Ariana went from a kid with a passion for theater to an international pop music and television star. Ariana's fame only continued to grow while she was writing and recording her next record. She briefly joined Justin Bieber on his Believe tour, and she performed at the White House twice in 2014. She was becoming one of the biggest names in pop music, and as her Nickelodeon series was beginning to wind down, she was finally free to explore more adult themes in her music. Ariana's second album, My Everything, was released to critical acclaim in the pop music community. It saw her taking more chances, collaborating with a mature cast of rappers, and adopting a more confident, mature voice and personality. She presented more nuanced instrumentals as well.
Yeah, I feel like she became her own person, right? Because like when you're that young, you can't really, I feel like you don't really become like your own person until like you're like in your early 20s. Like even like because it's just hard, you're still like young at heart until you're like I feel like bro, I feel like you only really become your own person until you're like 25. Like honestly, it takes a while. It takes a while.
drawing from hip hop, EDM, and singer-songwriter styles to create a diverse yet cohesive R&B flavored record. My Everything debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, her second number 1 album in a row. She got features from Iggy Azalea,
I didn't
Childish
realize it was
Gambino,
number 1
The
that
Weeknd,
quick.
Zedd, Big Sean, and others. Ariana's second album was her first significant departure from her roots as a teen starlet trained in the realm of theater. Ariana's third album presented yet another transformation in her image as an artist. She changed up her look, abandoning her standard cat ears for a more suggestive pair of latex bunny ears. The album explores rock and hip-hop styles, while also paying homage to house music and reggae pop. Ariana was maturing into her voice. Having always been an incredibly talented vocalist, she was
I wish this video went more in depth into like her childhood, but it's okay.
finally developing
Oh my god, we would get an ad, bro.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, it's Honey. With the Honey browser extension, you can save thousands in your whole life.
fully take advantage of it. Features on Dangerous Woman include Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Future, and Macy Gray. The album was noticeably more confident than anything she had made before, and while it failed to reach number 1 on the Billboard 200 because Drake released Views in the same week,
Damn.
it sold just as well as anything she had put out previously, going platinum in the US with ease.
That's bad
Dangerous Woman
timing.
was nominated for a Grammy, and it was supported by a worldwide tour that was intended to last for 7 months. On May 22, 2017, after Ariana's concert in Manchester, United Kingdom, an Islamic terrorist detonated a homemade bomb as people were leaving the venue. He killed 23 people and injured 140. Almost half of the people killed were under the age of 20. Out of 140 hospitalizations, 80 were children. Following the bombing, Ariana was able to raise millions of dollars with a number of musicians thanks to a benefit concert in Manchester. Despite the trauma Ariana suffered from the bombing, she made the decision to continue her tour. Her photographer later talked about how she didn't want to live in fear or give in to terrorism, and so she felt that the tour must go on. He called her brave and talked about how another artist might not have done the same in the face of danger. The tour was completed in September 2017. It earned over $71 million and sold almost 1 million tickets. Ariana had been working on her fourth album, Sweetener, for a while preceding the Dangerous Woman tour, but the events of the bombing in Manchester gave her a desire to start over on the record. Pharrell Williams produced most of the album and gave it a much more trap-inspired feel than Ariana's previous work. But Sweetener's release was huge. Ariana had just ended her 2-year relationship to Mac Miller due to his substance abuse problems, and she had started another relationship just days later with SNL comedian Pete Davidson. Her relationship
That dude's a
with
clown. Pete Davidson is a clown, bro.
and when they got engaged after just a month
That
of
dude's a
dating,
clown.
the pop music community went crazy. What looked to everyone else like a rebound relationship just kept getting more and more serious, as they got matching tattoos, and Ariana even teased that there would be a song called Pete Davidson on her new album.
Thank God that
Everything
didn't last,
seemed to
bro.
be
That
going
dude's a
great.
clown.
But because of Ariana's breakup with Mac Miller, because of the stress and trauma of the Manchester bombing, a lot of people expected her relationship with Pete to fall apart unceremoniously. Their relationship continued
I think it was gonna be because of that. I thought it was because Pete Davidson's a damn clown. That's
to
why I
look
thought
more
it'd
like
be.
a
It was
manic
gonna fall
rebound
apart.
rather than sudden true love. And when Sweetener dropped, it sold 250,000 units in its first week. The album had the biggest first streaming week for any female artist ever, with over 125 million streams.
Bro, Ariana Grande and Drake really do run the streams though, bro. Like the streaming platforms, those two literally run that, bro.
Ariana's
They
ex,
run
Mac
that.
Miller, was found dead of a drug overdose just 3 weeks after the release of Sweetener. Within a few weeks, she and Pete Davidson confirmed that they were breaking up and calling off their wedding plans. They covered their tattoos and awkwardly moved on. Ariana needed time to process the events of the last few years, and being with Pete didn't let her do that properly. Ariana's first song after the breakup with Pete came out just a few days after they broke up. The song called Thank You Next
She
had
really
the
went
biggest
at him though,
first
like
24
that.
hours of
She
all
really
time
went
for a
at him
music
like
video
that,
on
bro.
YouTube.
She really
Thank
dropped
You
that
Next
right
debuted
after.
at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It currently sits at almost 500 million plays on Spotify, and it's only been out for 2 months.
I don't know how many it's at now. I don't have my
The
phone
song
with me.
dives
Right,
into
check.
Ariana's love life, discussing her exes and the lessons she learned from them individually. Her next song, 7 Rings, would debut at #1 again. It's a self-assured, heavily trap-inspired friendship anthem praising wealth and shopping. Ariana's next album will be out on February 8th. It's going to be called Thank You Next, and so far it seems to be going in a much different direction than Sweetener, which only came out 6 months ago. Ariana presented a fairly benevolent, optimistic, and caring attitude on Sweetener. But the 3 songs we've heard so far from Thank You Next have shown a huge change in Ariana's demeanor. The new songs showcase a side of the pop star that has clearly been through a lot in the last couple of years. She needs to take care of her own needs before she can worry about anyone else. And so far, she seems to be doing a great job. Ariana has proved
She
herself
really
to
went
be a
at people.
resilient
She's been
young
going
woman.
at people,
But
honestly.
at this point, it's time for her to take care of herself, rather than withstand any more trouble. She tweeted on New Year's Day that she wouldn't be dating in 2019. A statement perfectly in
See,
line
she
with
unfollowed like Kylie Jenner and a couple other people.
the message of her
Hella
single,
funny.
Thank You Next. Ariana's road to recovery from the stressful events of the last few years will undoubtedly lead to better, more fully realized music in the future.
Honestly,
Ariana Grande continues to
I'm just
exceed
gonna pause it because I already know. Like, I was hoping it was gonna be actually the story of like younger. Like, I thought he'd be more go in depth, but he literally just read like a Wikipedia article, so that's pretty cool. But it's still a good video. There's some stuff I don't know, like the basically the childhood stuff that I was hoping for, like the early album stuff. But the dude literally just read it. I could have literally just read a Wikipedia article, but you know, it's whatever, guy. Just 4 million views for reading a Wikipedia article. But yeah, that was a good video, I guess. It was okay. But yeah, part 2 of the honeymoon tour will be coming very soon. I think tomorrow or the next day. Probably tomorrow, because it's been a while. It's been like a week now. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed my reaction. Yeah, that was. There's some sad parts, of course, or there's some funny parts, some great parts. I don't know, man. But yeah, I guess hit that subscribe button if you're new. Click the like button. And I'll see you in the next video.